If you're a music producer, you are a business owner, period. And if you are in a dip right now, maybe you have low placements, you have deals falling through, your motivation's down, I want you to know that the dip is actually the best thing that can happen to you. Because the dip, that is the audition for bigger things. So if you want to score a feature film or work with a major artist or build a licensing catalog that just prints money while you sleep, you got to have the dip and you got to get ready for it. And that's what the dip is all about. So my name is Jason Dowdy. If you don't know me, I've been a producer for over 20 years, and right now I'm on a journey to leave my 9 to 5 and do music full time. I'm about 96 placements in. I'm going to really celebrate when I hit that 100 mark, but I've learned a lot of lessons on the way, and this channel's all about sharing the information that I've learned with you if you're doing the same thing, if you're trying to leave your 9 to 5 and do music full time. All right, so this week we are going to talk about the dip, right? Let me paint the picture. So let's say you want to start down a sync licensing, make my music, get my music into TV and film kind of journey, that type of road. So what do? You sign up for something like Anthony Clint's Sync Producer Hub, and he has all of these courses and all of these great things where you learn how to get your playlist ready, format your music correctly, make sure it's the highest quality, how to email and pitch your music to music libraries, all of those types of things. So you do all of that. You do all of that hard work. And you send out your first few playlists, and you're sending like 5 emails a day, and crickets for months. Nobody bites. And then maybe, finally you get somebody to bite on one of your playlists. You get signed to a music library. Then what happens? Their music library takes your music, they put it into their catalog, and it could just sit there for a while. So your first placement could not come for 9 months, a year, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's going to take a long time. And that entire part where you're doing all of this work, you're creating all of that music and you're learning so much, the results aren't going to be there. But that is the dip. That's what the dip is all about, and it's to prepare you for what is coming, the big things that are coming. I'm part of that community, the Sync Producer Hub, run by Anthony Clint Jr., and I'll share a link if you're interested in joining, if you're somebody that wants to get your music into TV and film. But there was one person in the community that kind of surprised me, because this person has probably posted the most wins in the community. Like, he's marketing for a major AI music platform, got some consideration fees by signing with a music library company of like almost $3,000, like all of these like great things that this person is doing, but still views it. The person posted in our group, he was like, hey, does anybody else ever feel like quitting because the results aren't coming fast enough? So even though this person is getting tangible results and getting good things, that are happening for him, sometimes we all get a little bit impatient, and we don't realize that we have to go through this entire dip thing. And the entire journey is peaks and valleys, right? You're going to, all of a sudden get this big high off of an accomplishment, and then again, right? And that's just how it rolls. That's just how it goes. But this might sound familiar to you. You may have tried some things, not gotten any results, and then gave up. Maybe you put a beat store together, or, you tried to sell beat pack bundles or whatever it is, right? Whatever you tried to launch your business, however you tried to make a little bit of money at this whole music production and creation game, streams, right? Like anything, whatever you've tried. Maybe you've had a little bit of success, but you gave up because the success wasn't enough. And that might sound familiar. So when I talk about the dip, there is this book that I read by Seth Godin called The Dip. I would highly recommend it if you want to check it out. But he said that the dip is the space between starting and success. And between those steps, you know what most people do? They give up, right? They don't see the results that they want, and they give up too early. There's another community member that mentioned that he thought he wasn't getting any results, and he thought it was a dead-end street. But he did not give up. He kept persevering. He kept consistent. And then the next thing you know, he got this major song with this major artist, right? So you never know what's going to happen. But one thing I can tell you is that if you quit and you give up when you're not seeing the results quite yet, one thing that's definitely not going to happen is success, right? So you got to keep at it if you want to have a shot. So Keep this in mind. The dip is not a sign that you suck, and the dip is not a reason to quit. But what it is it's proof that you are doing something hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it and everybody would be successful, right? So that is setting you apart. The gateway, it's also the gateway to long-term mastery. So all the time that you are spending in the trenches, building daily habits, going to work, making song after song, beat after beat, learning your DAW, learning formatting, learning how to message music libraries, how to properly export stem, all of those types of things are going to come into play. You're training. Think of it as basic training for the life you're going to have. Everything that you are doing, you're building for your future self. So when that opportunity comes, you are going to be prepared for it. All right. So real talk. I've been working at this for years, right? I've been a music creator, music producer, and all of that. If, I don't know, a major television show, let's say Apple TV, they got billions of dollars to spend on their music, right? Let's say I get a call from a showrunner, a music supervisor from this major new, multi-million-dollar show from Apple. And they were like, could you score the music for this project? Real talk? No, I am not prepared yet. I am not there yet. I have a lot more to learn, and that's how I'm creating my learning plan, right? Is if I were in that position, what would I need to know to be able to confidently say, yes, I can handle your project, right? More to learn about music theory, actual scoring, working with live musicians, all of those types of things, scoring to picture more, getting a lot more practice at scoring to picture, creating moments, all of that. I would have a long way to go. So that's what I'm saying. Like all of this dip where you're not getting results and you're just putting in the work is preparing you. So just keep this in mind. The dip is what weeds out the dabblers. It tests how bad you really want this. Do you want this in your core? Is this something intrinsic in you that you really want? Or do you just think it might be nice to be a music producer and produce for a major artist because you want attention, right? Something like that. This is what sets those apart. It's that hard work and it's setting those habits. It's a lonely, slow, often thankless road, but you know what? Every skill you sharpen is now yours forever. Every small improvement adds up, and every month you keep going makes you scarcer and more prepared. Sync is not a lottery, it's a ladder. And while others are quitting, you are climbing, right? Sometimes you have to build your own ladder, but you are still climbing when everybody else has fallen off. So if you're in a dip too, I just want you to know, like, hang tight, right? Build those skills, build those habits. You are going to need those in a year or two. And if you didn't put in the work now, you're not going to be prepared for that opportunity later. Every little milestone, every small win, every step that you are taking is building towards that, where somebody could put multi-million dollars worth of responsibility on your shoulders and you could handle it. That's what you're building towards, right? So that's what the dip is for. It's about building those skills and setting yourself apart from the hobbyists and from the people who don't really want it. All right, so I hope this has helped somebody out there. If you're interested in getting your music into TV and film, I've got a link in the description. You can find out more about the Sync Producer Hub run by Anthony Clint Jr. It has, if you're thinking about getting your music in there, it has all of the courses, the programs, and everything that you need to get started. But more importantly than that is a community of supportive, helpful people. You can get your music reviewed and get good constructive feedback on how to make it better, and how to actually take real steps to get your stuff into TV and film. All right. In the meantime, watch this next video, and that's going to help you along the way.